Once upon a time, in the land of ancient Rome, there was a festival called Pascha that celebrated the arrival of spring and the goddess of fertility, Eostre. During this festival, which typically occurred around the vernal equinox, people would paint eggs in bright colors and give them as gifts to one another as a symbol of new life. They also used to sacrifice animals and exchange colored eggs as a symbol of rebirth. As Christianity spread throughout Rome and other parts of the Roman Empire in the 1st century AD, early Christians began to adopt many of the customs and traditions of the people they were converting. One of these traditions was the celebration of Pascha, which they saw as a way to bridge the gap between the old religion and the new. The name Pascha was reinterpreted as a reference to the Hebrew word Pesach, meaning Passover, which commemorates the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt as described in the Old Testament. According to the New Testament, Jesus of Nazareth was crucified on a Friday, which became known as Good Friday. The following Sunday, his disciples discovered that his tomb was empty and they believed he had risen from the dead, just as he had promised. This event is celebrated as Easter Sunday. Easter became one of the most important Christian holidays, celebrated by millions of people around the world with special church services, the giving of Easter eggs, and the enjoyment of delicious Easter treats like hot cross buns, lamb roast, and chocolate Easter bunnies. The Christian celebration of Easter also adopted many of the symbols of the ancient Pascha festival, including the egg. The egg, in Christian symbolism, represents the resurrection of Jesus, as new life emerges from the seemingly dead egg. In the centuries that followed, Easter became a time for great celebration and rejoicing among Christians. Many traditions developed around the holiday, such as the giving of gifts, particularly to children, and the consumption of special Easter foods. However, Easter is not only a religious holiday, but it's also a cultural one. It's a time for family gathering, playing Easter-themed games and hunting eggs, making it in celebration all around the world. The Easter holiday has evolved over time, but the message of hope and renewal that it represents remains the same, and it continues to be celebrated with joy and reverence by people of all ages and backgrounds. Easter Sunday is not always on the same date each year. The date of Easter Sunday is determined based on the lunar calendar and the vernal equinox. Specifically, Easter Sunday is the first Sunday after the first full moon that occurs on or after the vernal equinox. This means that Easter Sunday can fall anywhere between March 22nd and April 25th. This system of determining the date for Easter Sunday was established by the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, as a way for the Christian Church to establish a fixed date for the celebration of Easter, which was celebrated on different dates by different Christian communities. This is different from other Christian holidays such as Christmas, which is celebrated on December 25th every year. This can cause confusion since it is not a fixed date, but it is also one of the oldest methods to calculate the date. It's also one of the reasons why Eastern Christianity and Western Christianity can have different dates for Easter, as the Eastern Church continues to use the Julian calendar, while the Western Church uses the Gregorian calendar. This system of calculation is also the reason why Eastern Orthodox Easter, which follows the Julian calendar, can be as much as 5 weeks after Western Easter, which follows the Gregorian calendar. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you found this video interesting, click the like button and subscribe. Leave a nice comment so we can make more videos like this.